Hey, Rob and Jamie here with the Omni Podcast, where we challenge you to dare to thrive. Right?
Yep, every area of your life, and we always say a prayer before we start, so hang tight with us. Father God, we ask that the words that come out of our mouths be your words, not ours, that you get all the glory and that you give the audience ears to hear. And we just thank you for the opportunity to be here and talk to people, and may you bless everyone listening in Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 What are we talking about?
What we're talking about today is how not to sabotage yourself.
Yeah, so do you have some negative habits and negative traits that are tying you up? They're getting you in a pickle.
Or even things that you do and you don't even understand why you do them. You even say to yourself, I'm not going to do that anymore. And guess what? You still do it.
You know, what I'm astounded by is we live in a society where people say, well, that's me. I can't help it. That's just how I am. That's just how I act. That's just part of me. And I think, honestly, the psychiatric industry has really hurt people because they slap labels on people. You're depressed, you're this, you have anxiety, you have stress, you have.
I might get in trouble for all this.
I know I might get in trouble, and that's okay.
But I agree. A lot of times when you think about that industry, the medical industry or the therapeutical industry, I hate to say it, but they make money when you come to them or come back to them. So it's not in their best interest to cure you.
And you know, it's okay that we speak out against some things.
And we're not saying every therapist does this, but...
And I understand that you may be dealing with depression, but maybe it's a season. Maybe you are not just depressed your whole life. You know, our parents would be like, snap out of it.
Right.
Quit being so mopey.
Right. And people run to those people like at the drop of a hat now instead of just kind of dealing with it themselves. And like you said, it's just a season. It's just something that's happening, and it's only going to happen. You're going to only feel this way for maybe a couple weeks or a month or so.
And we understand that there are things that trigger you. There are things that cause you to be offended. There are some bad habits you've gotten yourself into. We understand that all sorts of things can happen. But when you let those things take root and take hold, that's when it becomes a problem.
Let it drive your life.
Yeah, and it's hard to thrive. I mean, if this podcast were how to just be mediocre,
we should start podcast.
We wouldn't.
How to be average.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about this. But we are trying to teach you how to be mentally tough.
Yeah.
And physical, emotional, in every area.
Yeah.
How to succeed in life. Yeah. And when you have these negative behavioral traits,
that
you don't thrive.
Not just that you have, but you can't undo. You can't get out of them. So that's what we're talking about today. So let's just get right into.
We're going to jump right into some of them. I wrote some of them down.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So I put here, it's either I see people that are dealing with one of these, and how you know that it's a problem is because it's excessive. Like the way they respond is blown out of proportion in relation to what happened, or the frequency, how often this behavior trait shows up.
I would say both. It's how they react to a situation or a thing that's happening to them. They're over the top with it, and also it happens all the time. In other words, they're over the top and it's happening a lot.
And you know, in elementary and high school, we call that SED, social emotional disturbance. Oh. It's the frequency and the intensity at which a behavior occurs. But when we get to be adults, high school, adult age, they go, oh, let's just put a label on that. That's who you are, and that's how you. That's just how you are, and the whole world needs to just.
Or you put a label on yourself.
You put a label on yourself, and you expect the whole world to just move out of your way because you have this label. And let me tell you something. I don't care how depressed you are, how anxious you are, how upset you are. You still have to come to work. You don't show up to work for me, you get fired.
I think you said it. You expect the world to move out of your way, and they will move out of your way. You'll get right out of your way to the point where you'll have nobody in your life. You won't have a job. You won't have everything that you really are striving to get. You won't have it anymore because you have sabotaged your life.
Yeah. And so maybe you have been diagnosed with something. Maybe you've self-diagnosed. We are going to tell you how to overcome that, how to get over it. I do not think that people should deal with this stigma, this cloud of something negative and just say, well, that's me, and they just accept it. You shouldn't I shouldn't say you shouldn't do that. You can do whatever you want, but you're not going to thrive that way.
Correct.
So some of these are like anger.
Yeah.
Some people get angry
Drop
just
it
like that.
off the hat. And they get not just angry, they get over angry. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody cuts them off in traffic, they lose their minds. That's road rage is that, you know, they can't just go, oh my, you know, they can't just normal anger. They have to respond in a insanely.
Yeah, it's over the top. So if you know of somebody, or maybe this is you, that you get angry so easy. I knew somebody that little things would just set them off. Their shoelace broke one time and they picked their boot up and threw it across the room and went into a cussing
Didn't you
tirade.
tell me that person also, like, if they get a phone call and
Oh yeah,
on
they
the
got a
cell
phone call and they didn't want to answer it. It was irritating. They would literally run over their phone. They would take the
Okay,
time to put it out and run over it or throw
that
it.
right there is over the top. Oh, way over the
Just
top.
way over the top. And here's the problem with that. Any emotion that we're going to talk about, you do it too much, too frequent, too extreme, you have no power. Nobody even, in the beginning when you do that, somebody might be like, oh my gosh, they're really mad.
Exactly.
Everybody move out of their way. Everybody do whatever they say because it's intimidating.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like a little scared of that person, maybe a little standing in awe of it, depending on what it is. But over time, nobody respects you anymore. They're like, there they go, just throwing a little temper tantrum again, acting like they're 5 years old. You look foolish.
People become numb to it.
You become numb to it. And so what you think is a way of showing your emotions in such a extreme way to manipulate people,
Right.
over time they just tire of you.
Yeah, and it becomes ineffective. And doing it over and over again also creates a pattern in your life that's how you respond to things.
And nobody respects that person.
No.
So when we talk about thriving, unfortunately, you have to have people respect you. Some people may say, well, I don't care what anybody else thinks of me. But if you really want to thrive and be successful, you really should care how you come across. You should care how you show up in this world. You should care how you represent, in our view, the kingdom of God. You should show up in a way of excellence every single day. That is how you succeed and thrive. But people have to respect you to do that.
People will, if you just, I mean, I don't want to give any examples, although I could, of people you've seen on TV just talking. You can look at some people and go, that I would follow that person because that person is calm. They're logical. They're just someone you know is going to be good in a critical situation. Whereas other people, you can see them talking on TV and you're like, I wouldn't follow them to, you know.
They're so emotional.
They're over the top.
They're angry, they cry.
Right.
They're blaming, they're bitter, they're victimizing. They're just.
Exactly.
So that's some of the others. So crying, too emotional. And ladies are bad at this. Stop it. Stop your crying and stop doing it in a way to manipulate people. If I cry in front of my spouse, he'll conform to my wishes.
I would say,
controlling through emotions.
Yeah, I would say, don't stop crying completely. Just cry appropriately. There's some things that you should cry about, obviously.
But some people go, I just can't help it. I'm just emotional. That's how I am. You can help it. You just don't want to help it bad enough.
It's got to be appropriate thing.
Yes. And if you say, well, I can't, well, learn to, and we're going to show you how.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I have here. The light is glaring. I put here the anxious people, the people that worry over everything. Again, I understand that sometimes you may worry over a situation, but make sure it's something you really need to worry over.
And we know for a fact, scientifically, that 80 to 90% of the things you worry about and are anxious about never come to fruition.
So you need to adopt the attitude of, when it happens, I'll deal with it then. But stressing out over it now is not solving any problem.
And we also believe that doing that kind of takes the glory away from God. Because if you're anxious over things, then you're saying God can't handle it. And we believe that He can. We do.
Sickness. You know, it's okay to not feel well sometimes, but you know those people that they never feel well. They always have an ache or a pain. And you know it's not something serious.
And they go down. They go down.
Oh, yeah. But they just make it so big in their head, and after a while you're like, oh, they're taking a nap. They got another headache. They got this. They got that. They always got something.
Right, exactly.
You can't really thrive when you're down and out, but some people do it because they want the attention from it.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to do something, so they'll say, my back hurts.
Exactly.
Because they don't want it to help you move.
Or they start to do whatever you want to do, and all of a sudden, oh, my back went out.
The next one here, I put, it's the gripey, the complaining, the pessimistic person, the grouchy person.
I would call that the energy drainer.
Yeah,
They're the ones that come and they just drain every ounce. If you ask them, how are you doing? You better be prepared to hang around for a while, because they're going to tell you and they're going to drain every drop of energy you have. If you're a listener, if you want to listen to
Yeah.
them.
And here's the other thing is, some of those people may say, well, I can't help it, I'm depressed, so that's how I act. But here's what I find happening typically, is those people will get on some kind of medication, and maybe they have really big highs and lows. So they get on a medication and the medication levels them out, and that's what they'll say. I cannot tell you how many people from teaching high school for 20 some years and then knowing these students into adulthood, well, the medicine levels me. So they don't have any real highs, they don't have any real lows. They're just blah to everything. The kid's birthday party doesn't excite them. And that's no way to live. I would tell you, have those great times, those good moments. Learn to level yourself out in a way that's appropriate.
Coping mechanisms.
Yeah, and we'll tell you how to do that. We're just touching on some of these now. Gosh, I can't even see my notes.
Maybe we should get into some of the ways to do that.
Okay. I want to talk about a few more. The offended people, the triggered people.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's some people that get triggered or offended about everything. So everything's racist. Everybody should be entitled. Everybody's a victim.
Everybody's against me.
When everything's racist, nothing's racist.
Yeah, if everything everybody says is, oh, that's racist. After a while, it's like, everything can't be racist, so therefore nothing is racist.
If everything Trump does makes him Hitler, not really Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay, and when we're not defending one party or another, we're just saying stop, because you can see people tired of that mentality. The sky is always falling. I can't get ahead because of this president. Somebody's always holding me down. I'm always a victim.
Right, exactly.
Let's see. Gossiping.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to do and it's so addictive.
It's so addictive. Strife, getting into just being the pot stirrer.
Oh yeah.
And also being critical or judgy. You know, it's so easy to just criticize people, whether it's people in your family, an ex, government. You're just so judgy.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'll go back to that posture real quick. That person typically has a little bit of low self-esteem, and what they're trying to do is stir the pot so that other people in their group become aggravated with other people, and they come to them.
Yes.
So it's a way of, I guess, manipulation of your group.
So how do we tell people to get over these? Because again, if you do it too much, you are not impactful. Nobody takes you seriously. So save your anger, save your tears, save your offense for when it's really a big deal. And then people are like, oh, they're really angry about this. I must have crossed a line because they're normally so chill.
But first of all, let's talk about the fact that some people who are listening really want to change. Other people...
Otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this.
Exactly. Some people might tune in and say, I want to change, but they really don't. We're gonna give you the ways to help yourself change, because you may want to change and not be able to, and find yourself back in the old patterns again, because you programmed yourself to do it that way. And you may say to yourself, I want to change. And you write down things, you try to change, but you can't. That's because subconsciously you have programmed yourself to do those things.
Well, it's habit. You do something so much. Every day you're negative. Every day you've accepted this diagnosis of yourself.
But how do you get out of that?
And you let yourself dwell on these negative thoughts. So you can change your house. You can change your appearance.
Everything.
You can get your body to work out and eat healthy. Some people say it's hard to lose weight. Losing weight's the easiest thing to do, because your body will do whatever you force it to do. But changing your mind, that's hard. So here's some things that are going to help you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So number one is casting down imaginations, and that's kind of a biblical term. What do you mean by that?
I don't want to get too religious on this, but
just dive in, babe. Dive
a lot of times you will have things come into your head. It's just things that go. You have a goal that you want to establish, you want to get to. You will have things come into your head that tell you why you can't reach that goal. I would say that's someone, the devil, putting things in your head
yes.
to keep you from reaching those goals, because they might be godly goals. And he's gonna want to keep you from reaching goals that are not in his wishes. So they'll just pop into your head. So how would we keep that from happening? How would we get?
Well, you have to fight. You have to get some spirit. You have to get some passion, and you have to say, no, I am not listening to this. My brain needs to stop, which goes into number 2. How do you get your brain to stop with all these gossiping thoughts or offended thoughts or whatever, bitter thoughts or depression thoughts? How do you get that to stop? I say number 2 is you have to speak, and you have to speak words of affirmation.
Positive
Your
affirmation.
brain has to stop spinning for your mouth to speak. And I will prove it. I've done this many, many times. We're going to do a little test real quick. I want you, audience, to count moderately, slowly, like 1, 2, 3, 4, but do it silently in your head. Okay? We're going to start. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Now say your name out loud. Say your name out loud. Say your name out loud.
Robert.
Okay. Did you have to stop counting to say your name? And I would say 90% of you did.
I stopped counting when you said say your name out loud, even before I had to say my name. When you started talking, I started counting.
Because when your mouth speaks, you said it comes from the same part of your brain, that counting part that you're counting quietly in your head, but your head is saying something. And then your mouth has to say something, and you can't do both. So your thoughts were interrupted by forcing yourself to speak. So what I do is I have positive affirmations written on my mirror on little cards. I have them written in my car. I have them written on my microwave. I have a list of scriptures that are powerful scriptures, like you are more than a conqueror. All things are possible to you.
These are all things that are in the Bible that are literally positive affirmation statements. And a couple little rules about positive affirmation statements. They always should be positive. Do not have any negative in there, like saying, I am not going to eat brownies anymore. That will, your brain will pick that up as, I am eating brownies.
Say I will eat healthy.
Yeah. And they should be in the present tense. In other words, I do not eat brownies. That's bad. That's what you shouldn't do. I eat healthy. I am a positive person. Just present tense.
I am beautiful. I am strong. I am worthy.
Right.
I have a sound mind.
Right.
I do not criticize. You can say I do not
I
criticize
do not.
others, but and I'm okay with saying I do not if it's something you're trying to break. But I only speak positive about people, whatever it is. See, it's even hard for us. But
you can say things
let your mind
I
speak
only
those.
say positive things about people. That's not negative at all.
So along with number 2, these speaking words of affirmation, just write them down, type them up, keep them with you. And when your mind starts spinning or you get in a habit to do one of these, pull them out and just start saying them out loud. Number 3 is find an accountability partner. If you can, like you and I can be accountable, and I can say, hey, if I start being critical or judgy of people, will you stop me and do it in love?
In a good and loving way. Yeah, I agree. And same thing with me. Like if I'm saying, hey, I'm really trying to lose some weight, when I start digging through the refrigerator, could you in a nice way tell me, fatty, get out?
You know, Kenneth and Gloria Copeland, pastors that I absolutely love, they did this. Anytime one of them would start saying something negative, like, oh, it's horrible getting old, or, we don't have the money for that. Yeah. The other one would be their accountability partner, and they would say, as you have said, so be it. Yeah. And they'd be like, no, I don't want that to be my confession. So they would change it really quick, but they kind of caught each other.
They kind of kept each other on track.
Yeah.
That's an accountability.
Number 4, this one sounds weird, but I had some form of disciplining myself. And I would wear a rubber band around my wrist. And every time I had a judgmental or critical thought about somebody, I'd just snap it. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like I was whipping myself, beating myself up, but it was a constant reminder. And every time I saw that stupid rubber band on my wrist, because I hated it, it didn't match my outfit, and I would snap it, I was like, oh, that hurt. And it would remind me, stop it. Don't have a judgmental thought about somebody.
I like this.
Find worth it.
I wear a rubber band around my head.
Yeah,
just snap it every time I do something that's not.
Here, do this thing that we used to do when we were in high school.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
Now, last one, number 5, way to kind of change yourself is apologize to the person that you did something to or whatever. Now,
maybe not even did something to, that you did something with. Like, let's say you gossip with somebody about somebody else. apologize to the person that you gossiped with, because you did two things. You gossiped and you made that other person gossip, which is leading someone else down a path that that they.
And I'm telling you what, when you have to go to that person and say, hey, I came in here yesterday and I was really grumpy or grouchy, or I came in and I was argumentative, or I came in and I gossiped about so-and-so, will you please forgive me, because I'm really trying hard not to do that. I know it wasn't godly. It's not a person of excellent character. I'm really trying to stop that, whatever. Go to them and apologize and say, I don't want to do that again, and I apologize that I did it and I drew you into that, that negative aspect of my life, and I want to apologize. Will you forgive me? Oh, that's so hard. You don't even want to see that person for a while. You're like, I'm not going to gossip to them. I'm not going to be around
And if
them.
you go around somebody else and you have the urge to gossip, you're like,
oh, I'm going to have to apologize if I do this.
Exactly. Yeah.
So those are just a few things that work well for us. I would say, along with that, read positive books, read uplifting, motivational books, listen to songs. I pin motivational quotes to a Pinterest board called Strong Women, and I pin stuff to it all the time.
I literally pin motivational quotes and scripture and other stuff to my screen, on my desktop screen. Like in the corner, I have notes up there, and so I look at them every single day.
You're in front of your computer all day. I'm usually traveling, so I have them written on a card. And no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, well,
I shouldn't.
right in the middle of the steering wheel,
right by the speedometer.
Which is smart.
And then it's always in front of me. Or when I stop somewhere, I will just read them out loud so I can get my mind prepped before I go in and talk to a renter or whatever. Those are just some ways to help you to not sabotage your mind, to transform your mind.
Yeah.
And to thrive.
Right there to thrive. And we are a little over our time, but we got a lot jammed in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say that's the end of this podcast. We thank you for listening. Hit the
like,
share,
follow, subscribe, share, whatever you got.
Hit them all. And let's try to do that this week. Let's try to help us get out there if you can. Get a little bit more shared around.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We have a heart for helping people and seeing you guys live your best life. We will be on vacation in the next month, so we may do podcasts from wherever we're at.
Yeah. We'll do one next week from here still, but we'll be going on vacation soon. So we'll surprise you from where we do our next podcast.
Yes. God bless you guys.
Take care.